Hey guys, this is Allie Greenstone from Mary's Medicinals. I'm here with Chad Drew. This is PotTalk on World Viral TV.
Music Buzz Live, we're back here in Studio A with PotTalk hashtag. My name's Moose, we got Chad Drew, we got CT, Chad H, and now Chad, what's going on?
What's up? Welcome to PotTalk. Glad you guys are here, Comcast. All y'all.
All y'all.
I'm excited because tonight we got Jesse from Kush Concentrates on PotTalk. Welcome, man.
Pleasure to be here, guys.
How are you, dude?
Thanks for having me. I'm doing great. How are you?
Oh, awesome, dude. Oh, there's the...
Oh, here it comes. See, we get a little later and do it every week when the rap comes in.
You got it, though.
Where we talk about pot.
Jesse's showing his skills, right?
So, tell us a little bit about how Kush Concentrates got going.
Well, Kush Concentrates, it's actually one of the, it's out of the Denver Kush Club. It's one of the oldest dispensaries in Denver.
Right.
Sitting right there in 5 Points. One of the few dispensaries in 5 Points.
5 Points? Dude, I was just chilling in 5 Points last night, dude. That has got to be absolutely crazy to be chilling in a dispensary in 5 Points. What up?
Yo,
our friends in 5 Points, dude.
There's a lot to do. Shout out to the guys throwing dice on the corner.
Hell yeah. I know there's a little bit of expansion going that way. It seems like a lot of people are kind of enjoying that spot. It's a little hard to navigate. That's the part of downtown I get lost in all the time.
A little bit. Don't get caught on the one-ways. They'll get you.
Yeah, for sure.
So now you're like a lead concentrate extractor.
Yeah, so the Kush Concentrates, it works with the Denver Kush Club grow. So there's a rec and a med grow. Everything's done in-house, and we got our MIP back in February, I believe they started operating. I've been heading the ship since about June.
Oh, you got hit with our banner.
It's all good.
Colorado Harvest Company.
Yeah, dude, it's falling
There it
over.
is.
Just take
Just
it down,
let it-
brother.
just
It's
let
all
it go,
good.
let it
It's
go.
got a mind of its own.
Only the highest quality banner placement here.
So they made the choice to apply for a MIP back in last year and got approved, and here we are.
Cool.
I know that's pretty big, dude. I mean, I know having multiple locations in a dispensary is crazy enough, dude. Trying to, make sure that all the employees are communicating the right way and everything, but to add the MIP on it, we're Colorado Harvest Company, one of the few ones that doesn't have a MIP, so I can only imagine how nuts it is around.
Now tell us a little bit of what is a MIP.
A MIP is the type of license for making marijuana infused products. So
Okay, yeah.
There's basically 3 different types. There's the cultivation license, there's the retail and store license, and then you have your marijuana infused products license. And that can include edibles, but I believe you need a separate license to run a kitchen.
Right.
So basically our MIP, we produce everything between flower and edibles.
Awesome.
So you guys been doing the live stuff. I know the live has been kind of the newer trend, like the new trend or cooler thing. Will you explain live and what you think about it?
Live resin is basically, it can be done a few different ways, but we do it with hydrocarbons using fresh frozen material. So we'll cut down the plants and defan them and really kind of take the full colas, full everything. Basically, the only thing I don't want from the plant is stalks, roots, and big fan leaves.
Right.
But you get it cut down and you get it frozen, flash frozen, probably within a few hours. And if you can process it within 24 to 36 hours, you can pull that really amazing terpene profile.
And you guys
that people really, really seem to enjoy these
I
days.
imagine, because that's been the big thing too. Everybody's starting to have to show up the terpene profile. Do you see that in the evolution? Obviously, how difficult do you think that evolution in the concentrate world will be?
I don't think it's going to be that hard. These days, you can do everything from isolate just the terpenes out of your plant to really using your techniques to pull the most out of it. There's certain techniques that with CO2 extraction, you can pull out really, really massive amounts of terpenes that are unique to the strain and really preserve all those as best you can, even without doing fresh frozen,
right?
Which is pretty remarkable.
Was the license hard to get?
Everything with applying in Denver, especially in Denver County with the amount of regulations, you really have to prove that you know what you're doing and that you have your act together and that that you're worth a license in Denver.
Yeah.
You got to produce a good quality product, and I know that within the realm of cannabis, a lot of folks have found that the cool new word is dab. You know, everybody expects that they have to come in and do their dab on a dab rig, whereas they're not very familiar with just sprinkling a little bit on top of your bowl and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it can be used in a lot of ways, and it's not so much that you have to have a fancy dab rig or even a fancy vape pen to put it in. It can really just go really well with your joint, or top your bowl with it, or top your bong, whatever you choose to do. I mean, it's you can get the same effects out of it, and actually you can, you know, on those days, you know, I was living in Jersey before I moved to Denver, and
Right.
it's one of those places where if you're caught at a party with weed, you're the most popular guy there. So it's tough to sneak away sometimes, and you know, really, you know, get high with, you know, 6 other people following behind you want to get the same thing.
Not very relaxing.
That's what I love about Denver. It really, you know, everybody's got what they need to get where they want to go. So you don't really feel obligated to pass it if
Jets fan or
if you don't want to.
Jets fan or Patriots fan?
Jets or Patriots? Are you kidding me? Man, you cut me out. I'll bleed blue. 2-0, baby.
Yeah, I agree, dude. I like the Giants a lot too, and they have a good national following, which is awesome.
That other Manning.
And their national following aren't a bunch of douchebags,
Right.
like Patriots fans.
Totally, I
I
totally
think
agree.
you might have meant Philadelphia Eagles when you said Jets or Patriots.
Yeah, you know, right in that.
Yeah,
No,
Philly's closer than both of those.
Actually, all 3 of them can kind of go to the same place. The Giants
Yeah.
got the Patriots twice. I don't need to tell you how many Super Bowls the Eagles got.
The Jets do play in New Jersey, though, don't they?
Yeah.
They play just over the
the
border.
the only team that plays in the state of New York is, shout out to my brother Stu, the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, I was
That's right.
wondering about that. What do you guys take? What's your take with the Bills?
I mean, I always have a soft spot with the Bills. I mean, I grew up in upstate New York, right in Bills country in the Finger Lakes. So I do have a soft spot, and I do feel for my brother that he's had to endure so many years of pain with that.
That's rough, dude.
I mean, what's it like to have a team like that, like in a league that's the NFL, when there's, I mean, there's some minor league baseball up there, but that's about it as far as major sports teams up there, right?
I think actually the population of Aurora is bigger than the population of Buffalo, New York.
Yeah.
It might be. If not, it's close. Don't quote me.
I mean, it's got to be
Shout out
like
to Aurora. What up?
such a source of pride for the people in the area to have an NFL team.
So I guess I should take it back to weed. I got a question for you. So recently, I was talking to a regular dabber, kind of a smarter gentleman. I would kind of take his opinions on things pretty regularly. And he
Is
said
it
that
Donnie with
actually-
the dabs?
No. But anyway, he said that
Dab snob.
he said that dabbing might be the only part of the cannabis industry that is addictive, or can be addictive, or have addictive qualities. What do you think about that?
Wow.
I don't know if it's addictive. I don't think it's addictive. I think with dabbing comes a much higher tolerance. So those people tend to, I mean, if they're strictly dabbing or if they're predominantly dabbing, then I think those people have, you know, a much higher tolerance than if you're a flower guy.
Do you dab?
Of course I dab.
Okay.
So as a dabber, what's it like then to travel to other places where
Yeah,
you can't
right.
get the quantity of THC in your system as easily? Does that cause any kind of a withdrawal symptom?
Not so much in me. I mean, I try to keep a good mix of dabs and flower just so I don't
Okay.
get too jaded with the plant. I mean, I have so much respect for the plant, so I really can't. One of my favorite things to do is
Yes.
roll joints. I mean, that's
Yeah.
and I roll good joints.
The original.
Good answer.
Oh yeah.
Good answer.
So I want to tell you guys a story that I meant to actually share this last week, but I forgot.
Uh-oh.
So when I was just up in Canada, at the Quebec airport, I was randomly selected to get like a background check ran on me. And so they run a background check, and I had a possession ticket that came up from 2004. And they told me that if it was within 10 years, I would not have been allowed into the country.
Wow, really?
For a possession ticket.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Wow. Let's go to Canada.
In Canada, yeah.
Wow.
Like, I knew that if you had a DUI within 10 years, you can't get in, but I had no idea that a possession ticket would be.
That's nuts, dude. Pretty strict around the world, dude, you
Yeah.
know? And now everybody's kind of thinking about it. You know what I mean? Actually, I'm kind of, I wanted you to kind of play along with me. I'm doing a little bit of a fantasy football thing, but with the states that are going to be,
I don't know if I'm a guy for that.
well, it's for the states that are
Oh,
going to
I'm
be either
0-2 right now.
recreational or medical. voted in November.
Gotcha.
And I was going to see what your take is on which ones you think would be rec and which ones do you think would be med.
So do these states have it on the ballots, or is this just...
These are all
being
states
voted
that have it on ballot.
on ballot in November.
Okay.
So you're East Coast. So what do you think about Massachusetts going rec? They're going for rec.
Going for rec? I think yes, they'll vote it in.
I think it'll be voted in
They've
specifically because of the highly educated population of the Boston area.
I agree.
Because they're very progressive.
Right. Well, and I think that they set the precedent from what I know of that area in that way.
I mean, as far as East Coast medical laws go, I like where Massachusetts is headed, or what they've been doing. It seems like they really kind of have their act together. So I agree. I think they have confidence in their system.
So the other one that's up for debate with would be rec, would be Maine for rec as well. So they're like both kind of right there. You guys can drive amongst it all in a way.
Yeah.
Right? Do you think that they're gonna go rec?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Isn't Maine kind of like the Colorado of the East Coast? You know, it's pretty laid back.
It is pretty laid back. Which one do you think would go no first? Because I think Massachusetts would vote no first between them and Maine.
I think I would say probably Maine would go no first, just because there's a lot of people out. I mean, I think Portland's the biggest population in Maine, so do they have enough votes just in Portland to get it done? Because I mean, I was just in Maine a couple weeks ago for a friend's wedding, and you know, I'd say I met more that were just more uneducated, uninformed about the whole thing, and would probably just vote no on it anyways.
Right. Just
because you know, if they haven't heard anything about it in a while, and they're stuck in the old ways, then all they heard was the bad. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally
It's a good way
agree.
to put it.
So when it comes to medical, Arkansas, Florida, Montana, and North Dakota, those guys are all voting for medical. Who do you think has the best chance there? Arkansas, Florida, Montana, and North Dakota.
Florida.
I would say Florida, yeah.
I think so too. I like
Chad
Montana.
H disagrees. What do you think?
I'm from Florida.
You think they're gonna go no?
Yeah, it's all Republicans.
Okay.
Yeah, you might be true.
If
got
it
a
was
point.
cocaine, they think no.
Well, but the problem with Florida is, it's all the old people.
Yeah.
Like my uncle and aunt live there, and they're super. Like he's a former cop. They're super conservative and super anti-pot.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you might be right. My roommate, he's originally from Florida, and he got out for a reason.
What were the choices?
So I think
Montana,
Montana, North Dakota, and Arkansas.
I think Montana will go
most
yes.
likely. I could see Arkansas and North Dakota. That's kind of a newer one to me. I don't know. How they're
I
approaching
don't know
it.
anything
You know,
about North Dakota. I've never
I
been
went
there.
to Florida just because of the population and the amount of cities, and cities tend to be more liberal, but there are a lot of people out in those sticks too. So
Yeah.
North Dakota, Montana. I mean, depends on how people feel about the border with Canada and the flow of things coming and going from there. So
Right.
Yeah.
Especially since they're going
Montana
for it.
has a very kind of libertarian, don't fuck with me attitude, and I'm going to do what I want. So I would think that maybe that would get them to vote for
Yeah.
it. you
Right.
know?
For the record, I think they're all going to vote no anyways. But if I had to say one,
Yeah.
Right.
I think they're all going to say no.
Yeah. So the other two that are going for rec is Arizona and Nevada. And
Arizona's going to go no, for sure.
Being right there for 10 years, I was blown away that Arizona went medical anyway. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
recreational, that's kind of like the gateway to the cartel, right there at Arizona. And Nevada, so you got Vegas, dude, and you got Reno. Well, fuck yeah, dude. You might as well have weed there, recreation.
That's
Right.
pretty
You
much.
know?
And I mean, that's probably only, how far out in the desert can you go before it's for logistically unfeasible to be trying to grow stuff out there?
Yeah.
So I think, grow where they have the water in Vegas, and really, even if they just went just in Vegas or just in Reno, because I'm pretty sure up in Maine there is dispensaries and there is a medical market, but it's really just confined to Portland.
Right. I totally agree. And I think that's how they're doing it.
So it could be like a concession, you know,
Right.
just have it in Vegas, have it in Reno, still illegal everywhere else.
Yeah.
And I think it would probably free up a lot of the law enforcement in Vegas to do other stuff and not worry about.
Totally.
Yeah. It's already confined enough in Vegas. It's hard for people to walk across the street stoned. You'd really have to jump some barriers.
Yeah, it's
Hopefully
like a
somebody
zero
would stop you
tolerance
before you
state.
got
So is
there.
Arizona, though.
Yeah. Yeah, it totally, dude. I remember when I was in Arizona. If you got caught with a cedar or stem, you had at least 3 months, like no question, dude. You know what I mean? And I had so many friends go, and then I came up here, and it was just starting out rec, and I was like, "There's no way Arizona would have ever done this." And then all of a sudden, they're medical. I'm like, "No fucking way, dude!" Like, so many of my friends that were out there while I was out there are not able to partake. You know, or you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
crazy, dude. But Vegas, I think. Vegas would be good.
Yeah.
I think
Anything
Vegas
goes. Come on.
I think
get away
Nevada.
with Vegas.
I think Nevada faster than Maine or Massachusetts though, for rec.
See, I would. I don't know. I've never been to Maine. I would think Maine would, but I've never been there, so I guess I don't really know.
I lived there as a fucking way kid, and I couldn't even tell you about it.
I mean, I've always said that, you know, I even said it with medical marijuana that, you know, the states that were the first ones to get out there and be like, all right, we're going to do this. I figured other states might be giving them a few years to really figure it out and get the regulations and get the system down.
Right.
To really, probably mirror it. I think Colorado should be, you know, emulated across the country.
I think it's the most
Right now,
duplicatable
there's
system.
There's a few things that I don't like about it, like
Right.
you know, when Metric goes down and they're making jokes about it on their website, like
Yeah.
we don't want you. We want you to fix it because we're all at a standstill right now.
Yeah, totally.
and it's
We're working archaically on pens and pencils, man.
you know, I just want to see. I'd like to see more competition in that regard as far as tracking and doing
Right.
that. There should be more than one company. Really
I
running
agree
this.
with that. Yeah,
You know,
I
or
guess
at
Google
least
isn't it? Was it Google
Microsoft.
or Microsoft? There you go.
Yeah.
Microsoft is trying to develop a point of system.
The point of sale.
Yeah, point of sale. Yeah,
It's weird though that the company's based, Metric's based in Florida,
yeah.
and they still can't smoke weed there.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Fools.
Dude. Well, I'm glad that you're
Idiots.
around, man.
Yeah, actually, I do not live far from here. I live about 5 minutes south of this place.
Right on.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, there's definitely chances for you to come back through and hang out with us. Teach us a little bit about dabbing and stuff, since I don't too much. But Denver Kush clubs, Kush concentrates are on the shelves now with Colorado Harvest Company.
Yeah.
Come over Mondays and Tuesdays. They're 15% off on Concentrate Mondays. So
Yeah.
we appreciate you being around, Jesse.
Thanks.
Stick
man,
around
thanks
for
for
top
having me.
5.
Yeah, dude, we're gonna do top 5. You want to
Yeah,
stick
let's
around
do a
for
quick
it?
break and we'll do top 5 right away.
I'll stick around for top 5.
All right, we'll be right back. This is Music Buzz Live.
Okay, so it has been approved that we can say the fuck word.
Yeah, you just did.
Okay.
All of the United States is looking to Denver, Colorado to see what is cool. You know, it used to be maybe California back in the day or maybe New York early along, but now everybody's really looking to Denver, Colorado to figure out what is cool. And when you get accepted by Colorado as cool, well, then it just spills over to the rest of the world.
You have to see the vision for this area on South Broadway. This area, 5 years from now, is going to look very different than it looks right now.
Right.
Not supposed to film me giving my tools of the trades like I know.
Tools of the trade?
Yeah.
Separate segments?
Separate segments when you do it. Always ID yourself. And say,
Hey, this is Bubba Sparks, baby, and you're watching World Viral TV. You better know about it. World Viral.
World Viral TV is brought to you, as always, by Colorado Harvest Company.
Colorado Harvest Company.
People are coming from all over the world to check out Denver's growing cannabis industry. And most of them are leaving happy after they've been to Colorado Harvest Company. Why Colorado Harvest Company? For so many reasons. We pride ourselves on carrying only the most consistent flowers and products, with knowledgeable and friendly bud tenders that'll assist you with everything that you need. Buds, vaporizers, concentrates, topicals, edibles, and drinks, all from only the best companies in the state. If you're looking for the best cannabis experience in Denver, look no further than Colorado Harvest Company.
This is Chloe. Check out Screaming for Silence's new music video, The King is Crowned, only on World Viral TV.
Here's an idea. Let's take a well-known local music editor, stick him in a room with a couple hot chicks, Chad Drew,
The quintessential stoner.
and then we'll force him to watch some videos of an uncensored, cracked-out motel shit show from next door. Sound awesome?
I like it.
Tune into Music Buzz Live Radio Wednesdays, 6 to 8 p.m. right here on World Viral TV.
World Viral.
but you're gonna fail. Till the king is crowned. You try, but you never will. There's no retreat, no giving in. No time, but you're gonna fail. Till the king is crowned. You try, but you never will. There's no retreat, no giving in. No time, but you're gonna fail. Till the king is crowned.
We want to take advantage of this area as the highest concentration of cannabis centers anywhere in the world. If you're looking for cannabis in Colorado, you should come to the Green Mile.
Colorado Harvest Company.